Hey guys, welcome back to the Project Bodybuilding Podcast, episode 25, here with two longtime guests, Krishan from Goat Fitness and
Yo,
Mark's Max Muscle.
Yo.
Lagging Mark, excuse me.
Oh, I
Excuse me.
apologize. Maybe it's yours because I go on Kenson's and I'm just fine.
No, you're not fine on Kinson's. He has to edit it. He has to edit it. But I think you were fine on Riverside when we went on Bodybuilding News Network.
Oh, that's who did it. Yeah. Sanch. I was fine on Sanch's.
Saunch. Saunch. What a name. Kind of like staunch. You know that word?
Staunch.
Like
Isn't that like stout?
no, I think it has maybe multiple definitions. But like when I think of staunch, I think of I'm a staunch supporter of insert issue here. Like I'm a staunch supporter of what have you. Like it just means a major thing, like major support.
That's some boring content. Yeah.
Well, don't worry. We have tons to get into today. Let's see
Just
here.
trying to save your rating slide.
I don't think we can
Bring it
save it.
back up.
All right. So we have a few things to get into today. I want to start with like the slightly silly things and then move up into actual things that actually matter, I guess. We can start from the very top with the whole oh, hold on. Let me bring it up here. With the whole Cbum thing. So we were
Which
talking
is
off cam.
foolish.
Neither of you thought it was like going to be a big deal, right?
no.
Yeah. It's well, the thing is he did this video and then the preview video, I mean, it was like it was almost like a movie trailer. You know, it was not serious. It was not that, like, I feel like if he was going to retire, I feel like he'd maybe just say that. If he were to retire on the internet, which he's going to compete this year or maybe even next year, why not just retire on stage? I feel like I feel like that would be the only way he would do it. So I don't. And then the whole Gymshark thing, I don't really. Does anyone wear Gymshark?
We will now. Here in Canada.
I'm more of a young LA type of guy, but
He's already owner of them too, a part owner of them, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I'm pretty sure he had to leave Young LA to do that, so that's probably what happened.
Hmm. Hmm. Why is my search bar not working? Why does none of this why does nothing work here? Okay.
Lagging Dylan.
Lagging Dylan. Okay. Well, I don't want to go to my explore page. I don't think that's going to be very nice. Mark, who is this?
Oh man. I know exactly. Oh, it's
Chris Dim.
Chris Tim.
Yes.
I've done many. He's in a wheelchair. Was he not?
No.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's still Jack though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, I know who he is. I just couldn't think of Chris Dim.
He was on the Menace podcast a couple of months ago. A really good one.
He was 212, was he not? Or
I
202 at the time? Maybe not. Maybe
He
not.
may
Maybe
have
it was
been
right
around
before
before it was
202.
open, before it became a thing. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
I didn't know him while he was competing.
So here is the full thing.
No, I don't remember him competing either. I just backtracking.
I guess the preview video wasn't on there. There was like a
No?
sneak peek of it where the full video obviously exists, but like he clipped it to where it basically was like cutting to him like actually making the announcement. And then I guess I don't think it has any music so I can play it, but for anyone interested.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Thank you everyone for coming today. I'm just going to jump straight into it. I've been thinking a lot about my future and what's important to me. So, Daddy's home.
Cringe. Anyway, the
Bro, I think it was
bodybuilding.
great.
I mean, it's good. It's good for marketing. I'm not the type. I think I am in the demographic to buy Gymshark, but I'm not going to. Like I bought a few things from Young LA. I thought that was pretty okay. But I'm just not into wearing like gym clothes specifically. Like I'm fine with shorts or pants, sweatpants, and just like a
Pants. That's
normal.
generally what humans wear.
No,
Pants.
no. Some people, no. Okay, I've seen people wear like, for lack of a better term, and this is what they call them, tarps. Like when they're taking the things off in the gym to like the pump covers, they're like, tarps are off, bro. I'm fucking pumped. I don't care. I don't care. It's so. And Josh leaves a good comment down. Bodybuilding News Network leaves a good comment down here. The new haircut really fits in with the broccoli kids at Gymshark non-news. So
Well said, Bodybuilding News Network.
I know. Hey, he comes up with some pretty good one-liners. But yeah, at the end of that, he says non-news. That is what it is. Very good for Chris,
Absolutely.
obviously. But anyway, jokes on anyone who thought it was going to be a thing for us, because realistically, does this impact anyone that even wears Gymshark? Not really.
Maybe. Hopefully, Chris can come out with some different designs and maybe make the company a little bit better. I just think it's more casual gym goer than bodybuilding.
Yes. I see. You know what I hate? What's even worse? It's okay if to me, I hate these equally. If a meathead, like someone like is obviously like amateur bodybuilder, but still very large, obviously on the juice, uh, is competed a few times. He's wearing gasp. I'm like, okay, I get it. Little cringe or maybe hostile, which I've done before. Not a. I'm a fully displaying I'm a hypocrite here, but if you're one of those types, I get it. If you're a broccoli head and you wear Gymshark, I get it. But what I hate is when the broccoli heads wear gasp. Oh man. Do I hate that? It's just not that. I guess I don't really hate it. It's not like I'm not like grinding my teeth in the gym like
Yeah, what's interesting to me is how angry it makes you.
I guess I'm just really amused.
Like the guy wearing the vest, the weighted vest. It's
Yeah.
just very interesting to me what sets you off, Dylan.
Yeah. I want everyone to be very uniform, very normal. Like, it's just like wearing pajamas in the gym,
That bothers you.
Yes, this is a place where people do something to improve themselves, you slob.
What if his technique and stuff is better than yours, though?
It's not. It's not.
Yeah, but you're just making some guy up in your mind, though, just randomly.
I've seen unfortunately, I have. I think with the rise of the Sam Sulek thing, people just wear a lot of baggy clothes, and I wear for days, usually on leg day, where I'll wear like a slightly baggier things, shirt and pants sweatpants that at least like are not completely baggy. I've seen some. I recently saw who was it? Who are the two guys? The Tren Twins wearing some baggy clothes. It's just like, why are you wearing a trash bag?
Never seen the Tren Twins. I've never seen a Sam Sulek. I've never seen a Sam Sulek video.
I think I've watched.
It's just not. It holds no interest into me.
Well, the Tren Twins actively make me angry.
Then why do you watch them?
I don't. I've never seen a full Tren Twin video. I saw them on a reel, and it was not one of their reels. It was someone making fun of them for how short they looked in their well, they're already really short. They're like 5'4", but also in the baggy clothes. It's pulling off the illusion of making them even shorter. And they did it didn't help that they were playing hopscotch. It was like them, it was one of them jumping in the squares playing hopscotch. He looked like a child. It was.
Do you remember the old Muscle Man twins? Back in when I was a kid, there was Muscle Man twins. They were in movies and stuff.
Yeah, they were on Saturday Night Live a couple of times now.
No, I don't think so. This was back in the 80s. 80s.
Yeah, because Saturday Night Live didn't exist in the 80s.
It was, but they wouldn't have been on that show, I don't think. They wouldn't have been on Saturday Night Live.
I feel like they've had a skit or two. They wore the because they were obviously, it was fake, right?
What,
fake
muscles?
Yes.
No, these guys were jacked.
The
Barbarian twins.
Milli Vanilli?
No, and they couldn't sing for real. They were fake.
That's true.
That's why you're not going to get anything past our generation, because we've seen Milli Vanilli happen.
I've seen you boomers get confused with some AI
boomer.
music.
I'm no boomer. Don't call me a boomer. But
Gen X be like,
no, the Barbarian Twins were legit big dudes. They were short though. I guess if these Tren Twins are short, they're kind of stealing their gimmick. You've never seen the Barbarian Twins?
I don't know if they...
Tren Twins smaller. I think I've seen them kind of looking through older images, but Tren Twins are a lot smaller than those guys. Yeah, I've seen
these dudes. They were on DC Cab. They were on Barbarians, the movie, I guess, called Barbarian Brothers.
Man, look how strong they are. Can't believe this is real.
Is that Menser?
Well, that's what I thought.
Like Menser, doesn't it? It looks like it could be Menser. Well, obviously, they were pretty accomplished physiques.
You know, Mark, Halloween's coming up. We can do something like this.
With my little twigs? Yeah.
Man, we got to get the mullets back and the mop top. Well, the mullets are back.
Already. I already got the mullet back there.
Twin assist. Oh, they have a joint account. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely
That's the famous Tren Twins.
Yeah, they recently competed. They look...
Those Barbarian Brothers, their arms are bigger than their legs.
They look massive there.
Well, these are very popular on the like 1.8 million on Instagram when was the last time they posted? 73 weeks ago. Like, this is inactive. I didn't even know this existed. This may not even be their account. This could just be like a reposting account. But like, here they are kissing, and like you have to imagine the door they're in front of the door, right? They are at least several inches in front of the door, okay? And they're not taller than like a second door hinge. So if you put them right next to the door, do they fall under the door hinge?
Sorry, I hate to interrupt you guys. Somebody just pulled into my driveway.
Oh, Mark gets mugged on live Project Bodybuilding podcast. Okay, I'm holding. So anyway, how do you feel? Do you watch the Tren Twins? Who are you watching out of any of these influencers?
Any fitness influencers? No. I'm hardcore bodybuilding.
Do you watch other bodybuilders train and full day of eating, things like that?
Derek the most right now.
Brother Derek.
Yeah, brother Derek. Maybe brother Derek only. Yeah, at this point.
As much as I really didn't agree with the decision for him to win, but I think his content is actually more enjoyable. Nick Walker's would be okay if he wasn't a slow talker. Like, to me, like, he's like a guy that's obviously like, he doesn't have much to say. Like, he knows what he does, and he doesn't care. Like,
you've never watched the Mutant in the Mouth podcast, have you?
Okay, no.
Nick actually talks on there. Like, he can actually talk. He actually has a personality.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
In terms of podcasts, the only one I watch is Cutler Cast. Besides this one, of course, but it's the best. So it's like, you got to take it off the table. Cutler Cast is pretty good, and Milos is entertaining. I no longer am that very. I'm no longer a big fan of him personally.
Oh wow, what happened?
I don't know. Guys. I don't know if I'm fully allowed to say everything. Yeah, no, I am. Like, he called. Marx and I were privy to this conversation. I don't think the conversation has been put out there. The rough. What is that? Is that a lottery ticket?
It was a guy trying to sell high-speed internet or something. I told him I'm really busy. I said,
no. Go back out there. Go back out there and buy it.
I was hoping you guys could hear it. Because I come out and I said, he's like, how are you doing today? And I said, well, I'm a little busy. So he starts a spiel and he's going on and on and on. I interrupt him. I'm like, like I said, I was busy. I was like, I'm in the middle of a podcast. I said. He's thinking, sure you are. I'm thinking, give me your thing. I'll take it. I'll get a hold of you. But I couldn't hear him because I'm thinking the whole time I just told him I'm busy. I just answered the door because I heard somebody banging at my door. I didn't know.
He probably thought you were watching a podcast. And that I think that's honestly even worse than doing one. he's like, what nerd has to go back to watch a podcast so eagerly, you know? Besides, I mean, now if he said,
Guy wearing an old Earl shirt.
If you said I'm watching the Project Bodybuilding podcast, he'd go, I'm sorry, let me drive you back up to your front door.
I should have told him what it was so he could watch it. See how
you should have him sponsor the show so we can fix lagging Mark.
I should have just not answered the door, but I see a strange person
in your neck of the woods.
If I hear a knock and then I hear a door trying to be opened, I gotta, go grab a weapon of sorts. And
all right.
At least put the run to them.
Oh, the Milos thing. I'm just not.
Isn't this more foolish than the Milos? I thought you were building up to a crescendo.
No, because Krishan asked me about Milos, why I'm not a fan of him personally anymore. It's just.
Oh, sorry.
I was always one to believe Milos because he always seems so matter of fact, so correct. It's sometimes he can fly off the handle. Like he was screaming at Xavier over the phone from Desktop Bodybuilding. And it was crazy. Like I sat there when I heard this and I couldn't say anything. I don't think I'm saying anything that isn't supposed to be said, but Marx heard this conversation too. And we were just like,
what you're talking about.
Okay. We were just like, wow, this is crazy. But no, Mark, he said Xavier went on the Heavy Muscle Radio and said, what'd he say? Basically, recap.
Milos was saying stuff too on Dennis's podcast.
Yes, and he got upset because he said Xavier was going to do a video and it had the word revealed in it in regards to showing documents about documents. I use that term lightly. It sounds like I'm like I'm revealing JFK assassination plan.
I know.
It's just letters. Foolish. It's just letters that Dan Solomon, the Manions had written to different people that need to get these letters, from in regards to the visa issues. They were like, hey, he's been invited. We'd love to have him compete. That's what he's here for. Hadi already does the same type of thing. This is exactly what he's going to be doing, and we'd love to have him represent Iran in our country, in our sport. And so those were the documents revealed. And so Xavier was going to put revealed in the thumbnail and the title. And Milos was angry. Angry is such an understatement. He was livid. He was livid, frothing at the mouth. He rolled his R's when he said revealed. It was so funny. He said revealed. I can't say. How do you say? Yeah, it was hilarious. Yeah, and then I heard some other things. I'm just not I will still watch Milos. Let me make that perfectly clear. But personally, not the biggest, not the biggest fan. But it's not like we're friends, so it's a parasocial relationship.
I have to look into that a little bit. I don't know if you see, but Milos got into it with Leo and longevity a while back. So I see the type of person he can be at times. They got into like a voice message war, but I have to look into that about Xavier. I haven't seen that actually. I try to stay out the drama for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was I had like we're all friends, so I had a slightly personal connection to this one. So I thought, oh well, I'll at least stay up to date on this one. But Milos was on the latest episode of the Menace podcast, and then Xavier had his response on the Heavy Muscle Radio on Dave Palumbo's channel that night. So if any viewers or yourself, Krishan, wants to stay up to date, that's what's going on there, and you can watch that. Anyway, continuing on with foolishness, we got this Kai Greene guest posing, and I'm gonna let Marx talk about this first. Mark, what do you think?
Now, people are talking about how he looks now, the way he's posing. I cannot get past the fact that he's wearing a curtain. He's wearing a curtain with the rings.
Yeah,
curtain. I have the same. It's a curtain. He's got money. Can he not buy a fancy cape?
I think it's part of the design. Because I thought that too. I was like, that does look like a curtain, but it has to be part of the design.
Yeah.
No, I can't get past it.
You don't
Curtain.
understand the artistic vision that he was envisioning.
Artistic, it wiped off some of his stuff, that great big curtain. He would have looked better if he just had walked out like that.
And what do you
Instead
think
of wearing a
physique-wise?
curtain. What?
What do you think
What do I think
physique-wise?
physique-wise?
Yeah.
No surprise. I've seen him post physique stuff all the time.
I have
Still
too,
looks great.
and I wondered if they were recent or not because they look eerily similar to things he will have posted like months ago. And then,
this is the most Kai Greene thing Kai Greene has ever done.
yeah.
He's done some Kai Greene stuff back in the day too, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was pretty Kai Greene wearing that curtain. I'm telling you right now, he bought that from the Dollarama dollar store.
I saw when he was with Dark Sport and he would look like Goro. I didn't know if this was like racist slightly or what, but I thought it was hilarious. I thought this was great because they were arguing.
Goro's a dragon.
You're
racist.
You're right.
The
you're right. Well, who says dragons are necessarily nice creatures? Maybe it was derogatory.
I think Sean Connery was a dragon. He was a nice person.
Oh, here's a recent update.
No, that's
no
pretty
idea.
old. That's pretty old.
But the thing is, he'll reshare like this group of photos over and over again. And
I've seen this picture a couple of years back, I think.
You have it on your wall?
No. That's Clarita.
And I thought physique-wise, he looked like he's 50. Like he's older than Phil. Or
He's
almost 50. He's almost 50. He's very close. He's like 48 or 49.
48. Right, that 48, maybe 49 is your last chance to get a pretty decent physique.
Let me take a look here.
When you're 50, you just can't do it anymore.
I mean,
it's a psychological barrier.
If you're 50 and you still manage to have your legs, it's possible. I mean, most guys is 50 is just the lower body is gone.
It's exactly right.
He's 49.
Exactly right. The legs. So this is his last chance. He knew he was 49. He ain't doing the leg strength. See, Dexter's legs were never huge to begin with. So he was able to maintain that wheel size, and he did good with it. I mean, I think his legs got better when he was late 40s.
Well.
2008. Look at 2008.
I guess that would have been mid 40s for him, huh? Oh,
2008? No, he was like 30, 38 in 2008.
Yeah, a little close, I guess.
He was no spring chicken when he won the Olympia,
So, Goat, did this impress you?
It was interesting. It was interesting, at least.
Did this turn on your bodybuilding brain? Or you're like, man, this makes me train until I'm 49 and then get on.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a guy that watch a lot of scary movies, and this looked like some out of scary movies, so I like it from that aspect. I will say this though, like looking at the physique, Kai's kind of, he's softer. He's almost he's getting close to being too soft to be guest posing, at least in my opinion, from what I'm seeing here as far as the physique. He's starting to, it may not be too many Kai Greene guest poses though, to me.
Okay. So next question, Krishan, is this the last one? I'm surprised he even did this one. I'm surprised this was a thing.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if they offer Kai a check, he gonna go pick it
up. Yep, exactly. You bring him enough money, he will.
But it's sad that we get to see Kai Greene guest pose before we get to see a lot of the active guys in the sport. I mean, why don't they go out and make a couple chicks? Kai Greene has been retired forever, and he still making money guest posing. So,
yeah, I like that little move there. That move, yeah, where he comes into the crowd. Well, not literally, but like
wrong video.
Yeah, wrong video. I want to ask a question that doesn't really have to do with this, but it's about Kai Greene. Mark, I don't know if you've done this recently. Kai Greene, like 2012 versus any of the top guys. Have you done something like that recently?
You bashed my video, did you not?
Did I?
Hattie Shupin.
I might have. Do you have any idea what I said?
Oh, you said I was completely off and I was completely wrong. And I'm sure that I missized it to begin with. No. I think that I had Hattie. No, I think I did have Kai winning.
Kai, Like, I think Kai really is underrated. Like, a lot of people like they get a lot of recency bias. So I think you did do Kai versus like Hottie at the 2024 Arnold. A lot
Yeah.
of people are like, oh, Hottie, it's
I did
that guy.
that like last week.
No, you didn't.
Just last week.
No, you didn't.
Maybe
Such
the week before.
it was at least 3 weeks ago. But
I'll go
I
check right now.
I talked in the group chat. I was like,
To
I
be
don't like
honest
to
with you.
do comparisons with Kai 2012 of recent guys because, like, no
Jeez.
offense to the newer guys, but like Kai 2012 is like insane. Like, he beats them easily. Like, it's not even a comparison I want to do halfway through it because I'm just like, what's the point?
Oh, it was 13 days ago.
No, I didn't realize it was that soon. Um, when did you get into
13 days ago.
bodybuilding? Do you remember Kai Greene? Like, his, I know you're not as young
I
as
got
me, but a
in,
bit younger.
I got in the year Rami won his first one, so I started
Oh,
watching.
okay. So you don't remember Kai Greene in the flesh.
I went back and I've done my I used to do more history videos. I've done breakdowns of those Mr. Olympia competitions. But Field is my favorite Olympia champion of all time. I mean, I will go as far as to say he's my GOAT. He would never be Ronnie Coleman side by side, but I think Ronnie just went alien. Ronnie wasn't
Yeah.
even human anymore. If we talking about who's the best human bodybuilder, Olympia champion, I go with Field Heath. So
Okay. So it's like another tier.
I don't ever feel like Kai was gonna be Phil at the O. Me personally.
I
Now
think
Arnold's are different, but at the
Yeah.
O, it was always Phil for me.
Well, Mark, what would you like to retort to that? Do you think okay. Well, do you
I
just
thought
think Kai Greene is top 5 of all time, top 10? Specifically like his best physique. Like, with his best
I
physique
thought
ever. What do you think?
I thought he was gonna beat Phil eventually, but
Hmm.
his best physique was 2012 by far. I think he got worse and worse trying to chase the size.
Yeah.
He should have stuck with the detail. He had gifts. But he did what Kevin Levrone did: chase size. He had good, proportions.
You guys know what his guest posting reminds me of? Mark, maybe
The
you
real
remember this cartoon.
Ghostbusters,
Maybe you remember this.
Sandman. I watched every one of those cartoons.
That's
when I was
him.
a kid.
That's Sandman.
Curtain man.
That's him. That's him on stage guest posing. He's possessed Kai Greene. Anyway, so Mark, you answer my question. I'm gonna hold you
His
to
physique?
this. Where would you place him? Like, you don't have to give me like he's 7th of all time. Like, top 5.
No,
top
are
10.
we talking? Because it's hard to do this. Because Ronnie Coleman. No, just give me a second here. Phil Heath consistently won the Olympia. He was always in condition. See, that puts him up high. Phil or Kai, to me, only really nailed it a couple of times. But are we saying take their best versions and line them all up? Is that what you
Yes.
mean?
Yes, I'm
right.
talking about. Let's not talk about best
right.
bodybuilders of all time because Dexter Jackson, when we wait for that, he's like top 3. But best physiques of all time. So yes, in terms of everyone's best.
So we're using 2012, in my opinion, because I think it's the best version.
Okay.
Is Kai the best guy to not win the O?
Yes.
Oh, that's a whole different group.
Don't get Mark sidetracked. We'll answer that question too. Mark, you have some homework to do.
Is he top
Answer
10?
this one.
Is he top 10? There's a lot of guys out
Yes.
there that if you stood them all on a line, you'd say, geez, I forgot about him. He'd have his hands full with probably a prime Roden.
No.
He'd have his hands.
Condition-wise,
Yes, he would.
Roden was ridiculous. Like,
He'd have his hands full. I'm not saying that he'd have his hands full.
You know, Roden is my favorite physique of all time. 2017 Arnold Europe, my favorite physique of all time. But I think people rate him a bit too highly given the circumstances.
I don't think so. When you look back, Roden's conditioning is next level. Like, his conditioning is what separates. I remember doing a comparison of him to Samson, and I was like, Samson could win this, and he probably should win a lot of these shots, but Roden's condition, especially his glutes, like in the back, It's ridiculous. And the ab and thigh, that's all she wrote.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's just some things I think guys are more complete than Roden. The
I give you
rear,
that.
the rear,
Back, yeah.
yeah, the back is just not the best. The side shots, side chest was okay, especially
Side
given
chest,
different
yeah.
years earlier. I think it was really good.
Yeah.
And then the side tricep never the strongest,
Yep.
unless you're down for the front pseudo tricep abs and thighs he kind of does.
Yeah.
I don't think Roden would be the most complete, but in a lot of cases he would be the best put together.
Okay.
He might be top 10, but if he is, it would be 10. It wouldn't be in there because you got to think Ronnie, Phil, and what do you got? Dorian? Do you got Dorian ahead of this guy? He's gonna make him,
Or Jay.
Dorian Can 2009 Jay beat?
Bro, we're lucky if 2009 Jay beats 2012 Kai Greene.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And what about Gunter Schlierkamp?
Yeah, maybe like top 50 of all time, bro. Like what? What?
Hey,
Overrated.
He nailed it. He nailed it that one time. We're talking one time. We're not talking, they're at the show of strength.
Or
Peel.
Show of strength, please. How about show me the exit
Peel.
because this guy is overrated. Please. So
Peeled he was.
Kai Greene, where is he in the top 20? Well, not where is he? Is he top 10, 15? Give me that range.
I said if he's 10, he's 10.
Okay.
We got Phil, Ronnie, and this is don't worry, Dorianites and Colemanites. So are we going to throw Dorian ahead of this guy? Dorian can beat
I guess
Kai?
so. I guess so.
You don't want to offend the Dorianites?
Not today. Not today.
After that, I can't really defend many more Olympia champions. Oh, Rami.
Yeah.
Wow, Rami 2020.
I'm just not a fan of Rami.
He do not like Rami. That would be a battle. See, it would be a battle with the last 6 guys or so because you got
Kai Greene is better than most.
We can't forget that when Rami won that title, pretty much all of us thought that he was about to dominate. I remember vividly, all of us was thinking Rami's about to win at least 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, I remember that.
At least. I thought a minimum 4, Pete.
Yeah, fell off quick. He just got riddled with issues. Okay, so we've answered the question.
Didn't go to Pittsburgh.
That actually has something to do with it?
So he could be as high as 7th.
Okay, so top 10.
I give him top 10 for sure.
And then Mark, would you concur? Top 12?
Could be as high as top 10 or 7 or 8 or 9. Yeah, I guess he's top 10.
Okay, and then what was your question? I wanted to ask that one as well. Oh, the people to never have won the Olympia.
Yeah, this is the one I did want to ask. So you guys, like, realistically speaking, all-time best side by side on stage. Does Kai beat the best version of Flex Roller?
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think so too.
Yeah. And then who else do you have? Nasser. I think Nasser gets close until you turn him around.
Yeah, I think Kai would beat Kevin too.
I agree. I've done this comparison actually. I've done Kevin's best versus 2012 Kai. 2012 Kai, unmatched.
Sean Ray is my favorite, but it's just too small.
Too small. Those are really the main ones. Nasser, Kevin, Flex, Sean. And he'd beat Victor.
Where does Branch rank all time?
Probably
he'd
lowest 30th.
Like you just said Victor. He'd be along them lines. Like, where do you place those guys? Victor Martinez,
Branch
Warren.
Branch beat the best Dexter of all time. I still think the best Dexter was 09.
Yeah, that is interesting. That is interesting. Mark, do you remember that decision? Like
honestly, and I've talked about this before, and I am a little bit ashamed of myself. I kind of stopped watching bodybuilding because I hated Jay Cutler, and I'm so ashamed of myself.
You used to buy a whole cow at a time.
I just thought he was so smug, and I didn't see physiques like I do now, and I thought, how is he beating Ronnie Coleman? I quit. I don't want to watch, and I started watching it again when Phil Heath. I thought Phil had a pretty good physique, so I got right back into it. Like,
I actually think Jay is one of the more humble guys. I'm surprised you thought
he is. Well, like I said before, all we seen was these guys walk out on stage. We didn't hear them, all the interviews and everything.
I
We
thought
just seen them.
he always played second fiddle to Ronnie, quite literally. And I remember one time he was in an interview. This clip goes around all the time, but he's like, I never want anyone to think I beat the best Ronnie Coleman because I didn't. Time beat Ronnie
Yeah.
Coleman, which is an
See,
incredibly humble thing to say.
hearing these interviews with him talk about that stuff, he's awesome.
Mm.
And Coleman's that way too. They asked Coleman who would win between him and Arnold,
Hi, Coleman is the best Coleman.
and Ronnie said Arnold would win. And then he even said we have advancements that they didn't have back then, and you
Yeah.
don't hear these guys say that, which we know that. So it's nice to hear them admit, it's not the same. Arnold didn't have the juice.
Oh.
Get to the juice.
Does Kai beat 2024 Arnold Hottie?
That was the whole video that I did. It was close.
Okay, we close.
I forget who I give it to. I think I might.
Off the top of my head, I don't know. That would be a good one.
Yeah. Mark, I'm gonna do this. Actually, I don't know if I want to tell you because you always steal my video ideas. No, you steal them before I even put them out. Like, I think we're just on the same wavelength. How many times? It's maybe, but it's like I don't talk to anybody about the video as I do. But it's like you'll have comparisons that I'm literally working on, and then I see it come out, and I'm like, well, how is this even possible? It's like you have all these guys to choose from, and you chose the people I'm working on right now.
No, back when I did comparisons, me and Mark used to kind of let each other know because the same thing would happen quite often.
Especially like if Nick Walker just won a big show, me and Goat would be like, okay, I'll do this one first, you do that one first, because if we both do the ones at the same time, they'll get less views that way.
The comments on the comparisons are ruthless. That's like the main reason I stopped. It's just
I love them.
Hey, comments are good though. Comments are good.
I love them honestly. So I like getting down in there and arguing with these people too. I think it's fun. I think it's fun.
I
it's what it's all about.
I can't do that. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, when someone is trying to have like a legitimate debate, or maybe someone just says something so brain dead, I'll chime in.
They're not gonna, because you're gonna have people. That's why I named Dorianites or Colemanites or Cresonites. No matter what you do, you cannot beat these guys in the pose as far as these guys are concerned. And they will argue you. That is a Dorianite.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the amount of time that goes into sizing, at least for me, I got to spend a lot of time sizing because if it's off, it can mess up. I'm like, I put so much effort into this video, and you comment this.
And then bending at the knees and everything.
Yeah, sizing is off. As
doesn't matter.
Anyone knows.
Some of them step the line. That's all you have to say.
Yeah. And then with camera angles and things, you can't possibly. No one knows. Also, I don't think I can show this video because I think I can. I'm worried about what's going on over here because I know YouTube is sensitive about this type of stuff, even if it's like a medical thing. So we'll keep it up. Maybe I'll have to blur it out. But I know YouTube doesn't like syringes. Anyway, Tonio has pulled out of the Olympia, and not for anything like he tore something. It was more of a methodical decision. I'd imagine I guess I shouldn't put words in his mouth. I think the blood work or something. Maybe he wasn't feeling the best, but he said he just wanted to let his health come back, as his coach described it. And then also he felt that he wasn't competing at his best. He felt that he could have made more improvements, which I fully believe. And I think this is a good decision for Tonio. Krishan, what do you think?
Yeah, I actually commented on it. I want to say first, this New York Pro look of Tonio is ridiculous. I think Tonio always looks better on stage than he actually does in his prep photos. Tonio is a great idea. I think he's great from the front. He's great from the back. His side shots just need to be a little bit thicker. If he adds this size, then I think he'll be there's no telling. He's real similar to Dexter Jackson. He doesn't have to be too big, but he still needs to be bigger in the side two shots.
I would agree. And I think if he's willing to make those improvements, I think that's a good endeavor. Mark, I know I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. I think he's legitimately one of your favorite guys, if I remember correctly. So what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. He's one of my favorite bodybuilders. No, no, it's a perfect decision. He doesn't need to compete this year. He competed how many times?
He's competed the
Three,
past
Four, wasn't it? Three or
three.
since.
He did
Yeah, he's
Arnold, New York, and Cali.
yeah, this would have been the fourth in a row. That's too much.
and then he's competed since 2023, and I'm calling back to that because the seasons kind of ran closely
Yeah,
because
he competed at the Olympia right before that. So
he competed 6 times between these past 2 years, so that's a
yeah,
lot. That's more
yeah.
than
Take the
literally
time.
anyone in the top five.
And
So
he ain't resting. He ain't sitting eating bonbons. He's training.
He's a former 212 guy as well. So, he really never took the true time off to grow into like the open.
yeah,
I think he was maybe 217 or 218 at last year's Olympia, something crazy low.
now
Yeah,
he's
he said he was
sitting the
close
250s.
to that.
That's crazy, actually. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was that light.
Hey, when you're that depleted, you grow. Do you see the size of Robin Strand already?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Almost
Oh,
300.
suffering Moses. Here come the roses. I couldn't believe how big he got already.
Maybe you should skip dinner and start growing tomorrow.
I think Tonio is next up.
For
Guys is like pushing like okay, so we got the top six, and I think we got Tonio, Rafa, and Martin. And honestly, any one of those guys could be in sixth this year, maybe even fifth.
Yeah.
Any of those
Yeah.
three guys are starting. Hunter is, any one of those guys, all of those guys have prettier looks than Hunter.
Yep.
And they have the size and the condition.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about Hunter in just a little bit. I want to get to one more update. This was a last minute inclusion. I was tagged in it. Thank you, Father. Martin tagged me in this video, so obviously he wants me to comment on it.
Oh, I was hoping that you wouldn't have been following them. That would have been good.
It'll show. No, if I wait here long enough, it'll like show that I'm unfollowed. But no,
That's weird. It does that to me too.
I mean,
Did you hear my last video that I just posted earlier about an hour ago?
no, I've been busy.
Oh, you can't be busy enough to miss a shout out to Dylan.
Oh, what video was it? What was the title? What was
Your father versus Hunter Labrada.
I swear to God, I was gonna do that one. I'm not working on it right now. I will say.
Did he win?
What's that?
Watch.
Yeah, I'm working on Hunter versus Andrew right now.
Hunter? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you might as well do that one.
I was really hoping you wouldn't get to that one first. I figured, well, there's a couple routes he would go.
Hunter versus Andrew.
Because
yeah, I don't know.
The record is 2-1 Andrew because they've gone together 3 times.
Hunter beat Andrew?
At the 2022 Olympia. Placed one spot higher.
Yeah, it must have been
close. Andrew was really off. They were both off, to be
fair.
fair.
They were both off, yeah.
Everybody was off. And then the Texas Pro that following year, and then the Olympia that following year, Andrew got the dub.
But the red flag to me, which I never forget, is Tyler Mannion acted like Hunter was close to beating Andrew at that Texas Pro when he was melting on stage. And Tyler also said that Hunter has one of the best backs in the pro league. So,
Hunter?
Best?
That's what Tyler said. One of the best backs in the pro league.
Does he still think that after the pro muscle?
That's wild. That's wild that he said that before. Like, Hunter's back has gotten better. I would never say it's like top. I mean, we are actually in a deficiency of good backs now. Derek, obviously, but like there isn't too many like outstanding backs anymore. But still, Hunter in the top 5 is quite the stretch. Let alone one of the best, just in general.
Martin has a great back.
Martin's back is better than Andrews. Better than Andrews. Well, that's better than Hunter's. Excuse me.
I can't say that. Andrew's back now, like his lower half still needs improvement, but to me, his back is, especially the rear lat, is where it needs to be with Andrew. Just the lower half needs to be more conditioned.
Well, I need a term like you have with Dorian Knights, where you just call them I think Andrew Babies will be a great new term because I've never seen so many people meat ride somebody. And I get it, he's 6'2", there's a lot to go around, but this guy has gaps, significant gaps. You know who doesn't have gaps? Martin Fitzwater.
See, you Dylan. I truly believe that Barton could have beat Andrew at that initial Texas Pro. A lot of people wouldn't say that, but this is a bodybuilding show. It's not about who's the prettiest. It's about who's the most complete. And you could argue that Martin was the most complete guy on stage that day.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I mean, Andrew's back just honestly has improved. Just the back. Now, we look at glutes and hams. They still need improvements. He's still weak in the side shots. He's still probably going to lose the back shots, but not by as wide of a margin, you know,
So where is Andrew in your current Olympia predictions as of right now? Fifth, fourth? I don't know if you have that concrete yet. Where is he at?
I don't. He can
Top
be
five?
as high.
Top six?
Ceiling is high for Andrew. I mean,
yeah.
I can confidently say he can be as high as third. On the low end, I don't really see him dropping out of fifth. I don't.
Okay. With this update, where's the feel with Martin? Top six? Top like winning the Olympia this year?
For me, I think the top. Okay, I think we got the Hottie, the Derek, the Nick, Samson, Andrew. That's five.
Yeah.
I don't really know where to place Brandon yet, so we're not gonna call it. Sixth, Hunter is my favorite, but Martin or Rafa, I like them both. I wouldn't be mad if either one got sixth place. But more than likely, I think Martin probably peak out at six. But I say this in every video: Martin has the same structure as the top two guys in the world, and he has a great back. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me follow up one more. Future Mr. Olympia ? How do you feel about that?
Without a doubt, I can say confidently Martin will have a second place for sure. I can give you that.
Okay. Yeah, he's like the second coming of Branch Warren in a lot of ways. Like even physique-wise, I've seen some comparisons. Obviously Martin is a lot more shapely, but yeah, I've seen a lot of like he's mentored by Branch and whatnot. So let's
more likely.
Okay. Mark is I guess you have been kind of like switching predictions around and making them at least. Where's Martin placing just based on what you're seeing here? Does it change anything?
Looks like an 8th or 7th place at the
Olympia. No. Who's 6th? Brandon?
That's just what I feel from this physique.
Oh, okay. Well, you know how this makes me feel? You know how well, I think we all know how Martin makes me feel.
Probably 1st or 2nd. I don't know.
I want to Mark, are you do you think Brandon is gonna place higher than Martin, or they're gonna give him a higher placing than Martin?
Ooh.
I don't know if they're gonna give him anything else. I think they've given him. And I think this year, hey, if he looks awesome this year, they might give him a little something.
Define awesome.
But if he's looking a little like he did last year, even a little less, I don't think they're handing him anything. I think they're excited to move guys like this up.
I think so too.
Andrew Jack, they want, and I don't want to sound like Bob Ciccarello coming. Oh, you said that they're trying to push out the old guys. Well, the judge that night might think, I might want this guy.
Yeah, some young blood, some young fresh talent. Tons of years left.
Sometimes it's just time for some guys to hang up the trunks, man. It's nothing personal.
And Brandon really isn't like that, but it's just like, has he gotten better? No, certainly not.
Oh.
So we'll go on.
We haven't seen a good version of him. Honestly, I think I say the 2021 Olympia.
So. Yeah.
But even then, that wasn't we almost haven't seen a great version of him since his Arnold Classic and Olympia wins. Because even looking back at 21, there was a bigger look where he was a little bit softer.
Yeah.
And then I think 2020 was the year that he came in super lean with the yellow trunks.
Yeah, but the legs were a little down.
honestly, we haven't really seen a great version since those two wins in 2019. So we
No.
haven't seen a truly great version in 5 years. So what are we going to expect this year?
Yeah, we haven't seen a great version, but we haven't seen outside of like last year, which really I don't think was a sign of decline. We haven't seen like a really bad version. Like I still think that was okay.
A lot of people didn't like the Arnold where he beat Bonac. He was a lot smaller.
He was lean, yeah.
The shape was really good on that. I think a leaner but meaner Brandon. I think that was honestly it's one of my favorite versions. But I agree.
Really?
Yes, I agree. I think
Wow.
it's
We
not
had
the
him winning
best.
it.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I thought Bone actually won.
Okay.
But I think that version of Brandon is actually it speaks to me in such a way only certain have. But
Bonac will give him a run for his money in 2019 as well.
that's true.
Was that the 2019 Olympia?
Arnold.
No,
Well,
the Arnold. I liked actually both of them maybe at the Arnold better. You know
yeah,
that now that I look back, I actually took a close look at the Olympia 2019
they should have won.
Yep.
Curry versus the Arnold, and I'm not so sure that the Arnold was any better than the Olympia.
I think the lighting really hurts
Lighting,
Curry.
lighting
Yeah.
it.
Take a close look though. That would be
I
worth.
personally like the Olympia more. I really do. I think the proportions were like, I don't want to say off in the Arnold, but it's just something he looks wider up. I can't quite put my finger on it actually.
I
I've
just think
always
it's
liked the
'cause it was
Olympia
the
version more.
Olympia, and it was they expected him to look better because it was the Olympia.
The
And
Arnold
it's
is
like,
just
no,
here to me. It's
it was
literally
what
just like he has on more oil and it's better lighting. Like his physique just seems to pop more in the pictures to me.
That's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
Arnold,
Yeah.
especially like the front leg spread is wild from that year.
yeah,
So
round full.
I'm actually I'll let you on this video, Mark. It's almost done anyway. I'm doing a Samson Dauda Arnold UK versus Brandon from 2021 because Krishan and I agree. Krishan, we 2021 was probably his last pretty
Solid.
good version. Yeah, last
The
solid
Olympia,
version.
the Olympia from 2021. Okay,
Yes. So, and honestly, I'm not completely done with it, but I think it's closer than it should be because like both guys don't have the great conditioning, but Samson is more balanced and his back has a lot of detail. And by that point, Brandon's back with his subpar conditioning was actually kind of like blurring. It was tremendous in 2019, but like it fell off and got really blurry quickly. I felt like he really needed to peak it well, and we never really saw Brandon hit the peak too many times. So the back isn't that solid for Brandon. I think I have Samson winning at least one of the back poses, and then he's more balanced from the front. Even if Samson loses those shots, those front shots, he's more balanced. Brandon's missing legs. So, what do you both think of like Arnold UK Samson? Arnold UK Samson versus if Brandon did bring that 2021 Olympia version back. Krishan, what do you think?
Off the top of my head, it's tough. It's hard for me to
Close.
see. Hard for me to see Brandon beating like outside of those 2019 versions beating Samson. He's almost a bigger version with not as good of a back and not as good arms.
Mm-hmm.
I can almost see that almost being a preference.
Okay. I think it's coming down to that for me as well. Like I said, not done, but I think it's coming down for me. And then, Mark, what do you think just off the top of your head about that comparison?
I remember I did a comparison at the Arnold Classic 21. Is it no 22? Is when Curry won, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, where did Samson place in that? Like
fourth, if I'm not mistaken.
I did a comparison with that, and I actually thought Samson was taking him then. I think it's a situation
Curry,
where
Curry in 22 was really small.
As soon as he started passing him in placings, I don't think that Curry's ever going to beat Samson ever again.
Okay. And then Martin versus just Curry. Like, I can't even give you a version because, like, I think he beats the last two versions we saw, but they're not the best. And I think he can do better. Even if he is declining, I think he still can do better. Mark, where do you think does Martin beat Brandon 1v1 at the moment?
Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. You gotta think. This is Martin, the old nerves. His belly's just gonna be rumbling back there. And Curry, another day at the office
Seasoned
to
vet.
him.
Yeah, yes. Seasoned vet.
Yes. And he'll be over there making him nervous too. You know, there's millions of people watching at home there. Dylan's
Well,
dad.
millions. I don't know. People, millions are buying the pay-per-view.
Yeah, they'll be watching it on YouTube.
So true. So, Krishan, what are the odds Martin beats Curry? Just like whatever Curry shows up.
I don't know. It's really hard for me to count out Brandon. Based off everything I've seen over the last 2 years, Martin 100%. Based off of that, now no telling what he's gonna bring this year, but I think Martin got his number. Honestly,
not following him.
Okay.
Now,
No, I do. I certainly do follow Brandon.
Something I want to mention.
Oh, there you did.
Something I want to mention. Brandon has been slipping on his looks.
Yeah.
But his finals looks have been significantly worse than his prejudging looks. Like if you look at the last two Olympias or Arnold's, it was okay at the prejudging, but at finals it was he always seems to come in smaller, honestly.
Yeah, and then I think he kind of like overfills, gets blurrier at finals. I think he does do better at prejudging because he's a guy that kind of has to walk the line. He has that thicker skin, you know, so he has to walk the line with his peak. Also, Mark, you said, well, maybe nerves will get to Martin, right? And it's his first time out, and he's actually
could.
Yeah,
it could.
What do you think about Brandon literally doing like 12-week preps sometimes, and then like just showing up to do something?
Well, that has to do with what shape you're in when you start that 12-week.
Well, that's kind of what he did at the Arnold. It's kind of what he did at the Arnold. You know, he was like
he stays lean.
No, so he had like he stops everything. You know, he's a family dude, so he just stops everything. And then he'll have to like both grow and lean out into the show.
He can do it.
Some guys did do that.
Can he do it well enough to, or does he need to change it up? Does he need to not take this more seriously, but take it seriously longer?
Well, it can go either way because this is the same situation with LeBron. I mean, LeBron used to take time off, but it's like looking back, if he never took the time off, would he have won a Mr. Olympia? But it's like, it's hard. And also, Curry's kids are hell of athletes, so I can understand him to support them. So yeah,
talk about genetics. Well, was Brandy? Was she not a Miss Olympia? Not Miss Olympia, but she was a bikini pro, I thought.
Is that her name, Brandy?
Yeah, she was. I was surprised by it, but yeah, I think she competed.
So look at the genetics there, you know.
Brandon and Brand. Are you sure it's Brandy? It is.
I know. I know Lee Haney's wife is Shirley.
Okay. So now we have
just dropping the Shirley.
Yeah. I'm a little weirded out. Anyway, we had the Pro Muscle Italy. We're getting to the main event now, and we had Hunter Labrada. And I am showing this shitty iPhone video because we'll talk more about the pictures and the stream, but overall thoughts on. I'm not going to ask about the show because I think it was Hunter's to lose. I think he won it easily. He won with a perfect score, but I will ask Hunter's physique. How are you feeling about him going into the Olympia, Krishan?
I already kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. I think looking at Hunter from last year's Tampa Pro, I've said this countless times. Tampa Hunter would have beat Brandon at last year's. That physique would have been fourth in the world. Looking at this physique, it's some things that are better, but I think the midsection is getting worse. I think Hunter's ceiling is 6th place. And Tonio's out, but I do think Rafa and Martin, me personally, I think both of them could beat Hunter this year. So
so you think his ceiling, like the best he can do is 6th?
6th place. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And you think it's just because of the midsection, or is it anything else back there? Is it just those unsightly things? Is it something else that he's not bringing?
Mostly, I would say mostly. It's just not appealing to the eye. Now, prior to this, I thought Hunter could possibly beat Andrew. That sounds crazy, but Hunter's better from the side. He can battle with him. from the back, probably win looking at this back double.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I think it's still in the sixth, and I think Andrew is going to improve for the O this year. So sixth, best case scenario. Worst case, he gets eighth.
Damn. Can Martin take him out?
Yeah, Martin and Rafa are both capable of placing sixth this year.
Gotcha. Okay. Mark, what do you think? What's your overall attitude? What's your overall attitude about this?
I'm going to tell you something.
Oh God. Oh no.
They come in awesome. Andrew jacked, looked like heck on wheels last year before the Olympia.
Mhm.
Nailed it. And then the Olympia time, hotsy Nazi.
Whoa! I got to clip. I'm gonna have to clip that out.
Hotsy Totsy, hotsy Nazi. So he wasn't no good come the Olympia time. So Hunter Labrada, hotsy Nazi now.
Bro, you gotta
Come
stop
Olympia
saying
time?
that.
He's going to be good.
Hunter has had some Olympia slips. Hunter doesn't typically bring his best to the O. I'm not going to say that he comes
but he does. He looks good before
Yeah.
he did last year.
Yeah, but you're arguing that Andrew does too, right? So
Yeah, but Andrew looked good before the Olympia this year.
okay, but if I mean Andrew slips up, worst case scenario, he comes a little softer. Hunter slips up, like he gets softer, but then like that's like his like main thing. We already know Andrew's soft from multiple angles.
Yeah.
Hunter needs that 10 out of 10 conditioning to kind of work his way past these guys.
And as we know with Hunter, if these guys get to posing, it's likely for him to fade. I mean, here he went against Presti. He got straight first. Presti got straight seconds. But, you know, if he's next to guys like Martin, Rafa, and Andrew, those guys will be posing down for a while. And Hunter's known for fading.
Let's see here.
Now, is Hunter better at the prejudging or the finals?
It was like back to back. Yeah, it was back to back, so I don't think it really matters.
Because when the Olympia is concerned, that's a huge difference.
It is, yeah, a whole day is a lot. I also will say, I think Hunter isn't getting a fair shake. I think we can criticize the midsection in the pec tear, and the overall shape. I think that's like you don't need good lighting to see that. You can turn the lights off and you can see like the silhouette is just not, you know, in the midsection it's just not the best. There's something going on. But I think I saw a lot of people like criticizing the condition and the separation. I think he could have peaked better. But I think the stream and the official photos are like really bad. Like this iPhone footage, I think really that's crazy. That's crazy. But I think I was looking at videos of Hunter and I was like, oh man, I don't know if he brought it. And then I looked at this iPhone footage. I was like, say what you will about the midsection, the pec tear. From a bodybuilding perspective, body parts, muscularity, conditioning, I think he did bring it. I think he absolutely did.
Hunter's never had a back like that.
No.
He still had a lower lats, but the amount of detail in the upper back is crazy.
Yeah, the lighting hurt the back shots worse than anything, I think.
Yes, yeah, big shadow.
They're leaning back into them.
And it's
you can see the conditioning, especially throughout the back, just with like the quality of the skin.
And then I don't think I'll be able to pull it up that quickly.
You're not following him either.
I follow him without a doubt. I follow this guy too.
You can see that.
These photos, these are the ones that are, I think, a little more touched up by this guy. And even then, the photos with this particular lighting, not that the photos are bad, but it just doesn't look the best.
One of his arms is a little smaller than the other now.
Yeah. This one,
compared to his last year, they both looked a little bigger, I think.
This guy right here says, what is it? Hold on, let me minimize. Is this photo makes them look like there's a film on their skin, or they just looks watery? I think it's the photo. I think it is too. The guy in person says Hunter misses peak. I think two things can be true at the same time. I think certainly wasn't his best peak, but like anyone that doubts his conditioning and whatever, it was there. Without a doubt, it was there.
It's definitely good enough to win. So what's the argument?
I saw some people saying Presti could win.
because I think based off his updates, some people were thinking as high as this guy can be third or fourth. And seeing this is kind of like, maybe he'll be sixth or seventh kind of thing.
I think
they were expecting a lot more improvements.
I think they were expecting too much. I think they were expecting something that was never going to be realized. Like Hunter is good, and I still think he can place very high. But like my opinion really isn't changed. Like I saw what I needed to see. I think he can do a little better at the Olympia, and I think even if he's slightly worse, I don't think it's gonna hurt him. I don't.
He can't be worse.
Can't be worse.
That's
Okay.
why that's why I like this, because he is going to look better.
Like I remember these videos, pictures getting posted, and everyone was like,
Has
"What's
Hunter
that?"
ever improved? When I'm trying to think of a time Hunter. I'm trying to think. Does Hunter improve when he does multiple shows? I don't think he does.
No, but he usually nails it. He usually nails it that first show, though.
Yeah, like Tampa and then Texas.
Yes.
Olympia was a little off.
Yes. So that's why I'm thinking if he didn't nail it fully on purpose, that would be a good idea.
What do you think?
That's what I'm getting at. Like, why not?
I think so. Like
Andre Presti, he can beat Presti.
Respectfully, that's what I was thinking. If I were he's
a top 6 Olympian, for goodness sakes.
I'm not in anywhere qualified to peak someone of this stature. But if I'd be like, we don't need to do the most. We don't.
No.
One thing I'm overlooking that I'm now seeing is Hunter is massive. Like,
yes.
I'm really realizing, like, if nothing else, he's had a lot of size, and size matters in bodybuilding. Like, even though like a guy like Martin has a better waist, better back overall, maybe there's a lot of size. And I mean, if he can bring the conditioning, it's really no telling. I mean, regardless of the shape, it's bodybuilding at the end of the day. He come in big in condition, he can beat some guys with better shape.
I don't know if I said this earlier, but I'm going to retract my statement. Hunter's back is not better than Martin's. I don't know if I actually said that or was just thinking it, but no, I think Hunter's back at this point is Martin's back has a little of that thicker skin look as of right now. Maybe he just hasn't peaked fully yet. I think some more maturity, more shows under his belt would help, but I think right now Hunter does have the better back. And also I think with this completeness and the conditioning and the size, it's a debate. Does that trump other things like shape on Andrew, completeness on Martin with better shape but less size? Mark, where did you say he was placing? I don't know if you answered the question. You like to beat around my questions.
Who, Hunter?
Yes.
Well, I have a surprise for everybody when I predict Hunter in my Olympia. I think he's going to play. I honestly think this was the best thing. If I had seen him peak like Andrew Jack had, that's going to hurt my predictions. Seeing him, like,
you're saying, man, he could look better here. I have him higher in my Olympia predictions. Therefore,
listen, bodybuilding, you look good. Everybody's telling you, oh, you look good. Oh yeah, I look good. I'm going to put my feet up. Yeah. If somebody tells you, oh, you missed your peak, you're going to be out there and you're going to be cranking them weights. You're going to be coming in your best.
So what I'm hearing is Mark is expecting Nick to come in after the New York Pro and win this year's own.
He's going to do his best. I don't know. He can't. I don't know.
So Hunter, where do you have him placing?
6th or so.
Oh, I was expecting like 4th or something with that kind of talk. You're like, man, I'm really hopeful for him 6th.
Or so. 6th or 5th.
Do you think it's 5th? Do you think, okay, let's say he's 6th, that's the median. Do you think it's likely that he places higher or lower?
Than who?
6th.
Then he placed last year.
Just 6th in general this year.
I don't think he'll get into that 7th.
But can he, like, what's the percentage chance that he climbs that much higher than 6th in your mind?
Oh, well, if Andrew Jack comes in with soggy glutes. The glutes come in soggy.
Does that matter anymore? Does it matter anymore?
That's all that matters.
Nowadays,
calves don't matter. Look who won the Olympia championship because he has got destroyed glutes.
This is also the thing. Tyler Mannion was like drooling over Andrew, like, oh, he can win the Olympia. Would Tyler say the same thing about Hunter? I don't.
Yeah,
Really, right now, do you think he would?
Yeah,
I think
I
so.
agree with Krishan.
Do you think he'd be just as hype as Hunter as he was for after he saw Andrew?
I mean, he
Probably.
this is the guy that said that despite he was Milton, he was close to winning. I'll never let it go.
Okay.
Like, that is our respect to Hunter Labrada. That is the worst I've ever seen anybody fade on the stage, ever.
Texas.
Texas.
Okay.
It was just pouring sweat. No,
Yeah. I remember looking at like iPhone footage from like 20 rows back, and you can just see it was streaming off him. I remember that specifically. So both of you actually have him in sixth. So who, if he's going to be anyone in that top five, which is right now, Andrew, Nick, Samson, Derek, Hottie, maybe Brandon, but we're not gonna. I think the top five is those guys I mentioned first. Who does he have the best chance to beat out of those five? Krishan, go first. I'm waiting for this answer.
we all know Hunter only has the chance to be one guy in the top five, and we all know exactly who it is.
Nick?
But he got to get next to him to beat him. Of course, it's Nick.
Okay.
I think Andrew's shape is just. It's possible he can beat him from the bodybuilding aspect, but I think with Andrew, it's going to be a little bit of. It's just how do you not place a physique like this? You know, like how do you place Hunter, a guy with a struggling midsection, next to the guy that has the best abs in the sport? It's just hard to do.
Even Nick has better abs. Maybe not a better midsection, but like pretty good abs, especially compared to Hunter. So, what's the pathway for Hunter to beat Nick? Like Nick's midsection is just bad, or like does Nick have to drop the ball? Like what's the scenario that Hunter beats Nick?
I don't think it is one. I think it's a fun conversation, but
so you don't think it's happening?
I don't think it's happening.
Okay.
I'm also high on Nick Walker because a lot of people like to call him the fridge, but bro, Nick has given me goosebumps numerous times. Like when he went into the Arnold against Kuklo and Sergio, I think I had Nick fourth. And he won the show. So like I haven't forgot. Nick can shock us. And like Mark said, I mean, we saw him at Pittsburgh, we saw him in New York. Everybody kind of shitted on him.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be better. I'm not saying he's winning or even top three, but Nick will be better.
Okay. And then Mark, if Hunter's beating anybody out of that top five, who's it gonna be?
I think he can beat all three.
All three guys out of the top five. All right.
Well, listen. He
I know what
beat
you're
Nick
saying.
Walker before at the Olympia, whether you agreed or not, and
Yeah.
whether we agree or not this time,
Okay.
he could very well. And I think he can beat Nick in size if Nick doesn't bring the size, because Hunter structurally he's a big guy.
He is. Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
So if Nick doesn't bring that fullness like he brought in 22, he could lose to Hunter. Do I think he's gonna? Probably not. He could also beat Samson.
Ooh, really? Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Whoa.
You don't know what Samson's gonna look like. He might look totally different.
Okay. To me, I get why Andrew's hyped up. To me, Samson is just the superior guy. Less
Been drama and stuff going on in his life and stuff that might affect him.
good in the front shots than Andrew, because Andrew's the best in the world. But like Andrew's abs and thighs, but front double, front lat, great. And he's also better from the back and from both side poses. So to me, Samson's just an upgrade. So if we're struggling to say Hunter's going to beat Andrew, I don't see him beating Samson.
Oh, I'm not struggling. I think that he could beat Andrew Jack.
And
like I said,
I think he can.
Soggy glutes.
I think he will.
And Hunter comes in pizzizzled.
If Hunter didn't beat Andrew last year at the Olympia, it's not going to happen because Andrew's even better now. Andrew's even better.
They were close last year, probably.
I actually would have flipped him.
I was not impressed by either of them.
It's possible. Hunter could beat him by bodybuilding standards.
It has to be on that, yeah. And I don't think they want that first anymore. I just don't think they want. I think shape is a very important prerequisite, and Hunter's midsection, it sticks out a lot. Literally, quite literally, it sticks out a lot. And it's a glaring flaw. So I don't
And
I have him fifth.
it really sucks because that's honestly one of the only things. I mean, I'll be honest. I got over the pec tear a long time ago. Like
I did too.
I don't even really notice it. But if Hunter had abs like he had when he placed ninth in his first Olympia, and that's something else. Hunter has improved and gotten bigger, but I'm not sure if I like the bigger Hunter. I think I may prefer Hunter a little bit smaller actually when his midsection was tighter.
Yeah, yeah. But I said at the beginning of the year when I saw him getting bigger, I said, look, the abs aren't coming back. They're not. So play the other side of the coin, you know. That's what I said. Maybe it's not the better physique, but it's certainly the better bodybuilder. So I'm with you. I think Hunter used to be a lot more streamlined back in the day, but like it's to me that game just can't be played anymore in one. This game can be played, and now that he's bringing his back up, I think it can be won against a lot of guys.
Has
So
Hunter had hernia surgery, or do we not know?
I, I, I honestly didn't think it was a hernia until this year. Now it's clear to me that it is. So uh, I don't think he has. I doubt it.
Okay. That's just typically what I know. Fuad talked about it a lot in the course with Phil, but Fuad just said like once you get the hernia surgery, you almost can't contract your abs anymore, and it looks like this was going on with Hunter.
Yeah, it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't think, because it's incredibly painful to contract them now when you have a hernia, but then like you just can't post operation. So it's a thing. I just thought they just got bigger. It's like a bodybuilding thing. I was like, unlucky. He rolled the dice, got bigger, and the abs just are like this now. But no, it's clear to be. I think it is like a hernia type of thing. Um, so that's unfortunate. But with Hunter, he's already doing very well without a midsection. So if he like loses the abs, is it that big of a deal? Not any more of a deal than like it is currently, if you know what I'm saying. So overall, I have Hunter a little bit higher than you guys. I actually no, I don't. I think I've been redeemed here. I got to go with look, I think he beats a lot. I think he beats Andrew. I think and that because of bodybuilding. It's bodybuilding, but Andrew's just too incomplete for me. But as if I think it will happen, I sixth or fifth at the highest. Unless Nick shows up like he did at the New York Pro, I think so. But even that, it's tough because even Nick's midsection is not like it's wide, but it's not like it's not
Peel.
unpleasing to look at. I don't know. I don't really know what to describe. It's a different type of flaw. It's like a fundamental thing versus like a stain on the physique.
Stain.
I mean, it's like Nick's problem is fundamental. It's down to him. It's his structure. Hunter's like, you have a great bodybuilder, you have a great body here. And then like there's just like this ink blotch, that just happens to be
Yeah.
a stain on the overall thing.
And I mean, to me personally, the people in my comments don't like this, but to me, even in a most muscular shot, when you have everything flowing and then your midsection is just off, to me, it just throws off the shot. I mean, even
Yeah.
if you are the most muscular guy, like your midsection is just like a miss.
Yeah.
That's
It's just,
certainly fair.
Yeah.
That's certainly fair.
I
So
think Andrew's most muscular is going to have a big impact this year. The hands on hip. I know we've seen it in Texas next to Nate Epler and Hutchinson, but it's going to be crazy at the O, I think.
He's got to stick with that one.
yeah, he can't keep phasing in and out of ones. I would say he's going to look, because he has this longer arm limb kind of build. So he needs to find one that is the least awkward and just run with it.
The crab, he's no good at the crab.
Nope.
So,
No.
if you don't have it, don't hit it.
Hands on him or something. Okay.
Yes.
So
He hit the crab like Sergio Oliva.
so Krishan, just to make sure, I have predictions for Mark. These aren't final predictions, but what is your top 5 as of right now, sitting at what is today? Tuesday. So still inside of 5 weeks out. Could you give me your top five? Not final. Hopefully we can get something closer to the Olympia put together. So that way I know your final predictions. But what are you feeling right now?
I do gotta head out to work after this. It's the O, man. I gotta keep it slightly under wraps. So I'm gonna give you my top five in no order, and I'm gonna give you the only prediction that I've made so far.
Gotcha.
So we got Samson, Derek, Hottie, Andrew, and Nick.
Okay.
The only prediction I'm set on right now is Samson Dowda will place third at the lowest.
Okay.
I'm not predicting him higher, but if someone said pick one guy to be in the top two this year, it's not Hottie or Derek. It's 100% Samson. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I understand you have to head off. Mark and I will wrap it up not too far behind you, but thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Cool talking with you guys today, man. I got to get back on soon, but yeah, I got to go train people. So.
All right. All right.
Awesome.
We'll catch you later. Thanks.
See ya.
So now it's time to bash those utterly horrible predictions. I'm kidding. I think that's like everyone. He didn't give us the order yet, but I mean, does anyone have a different top five? I don't think you do.
So.
I mean, there's certainly one person out there that has Martin Fitzwater winning, but
I'm not set on Andrew Jack in the top five for sure.
I'm not either. I think you and I come from a bodybuilding perspective. You know, we want to see a complete physique, a muscular physique, and then in condition.
Yeah. I still say it's more so that he nailed it. And I think when you nail it, like really
just gonna
nail
get
it,
worse.
Yes. I don't think he's gonna, because he's done this before. He looked awesome. And then the next time he came out, he was like, he looks okay.
Yeah.
He competed at the where was it? The Texas, the first Texas, and then he competed at the Arnold UK right after.
The Arnold, yeah.
And he was not,
you're right. The Arnold UK, yeah.
And he was not that impressive. He won, beat Holland's Head or what have you.
Patrick Johnson.
One
of my favorite physiques, actually. Too bad
big victory. Oh, he's good, but I mean, that's not exactly, the best physique in the world to brag about beating to win an Arnold Classic.
Excuse me.
Well, look at Hadi Chupin defeats Samson Dowda. That's, that's saying something.
Let's end with this one thing. I don't know if you saw the update with Samson.
His side try?
I'm so... where is it? Okay.
That side tricep is impressive.
Say what you will about filters. I don't know what was done to this photo, if anything at all. You know how we do a lot of comparisons with Samson. We always talk about one thing in the side tricep. Sometimes this tricep is a little more separated than others. Same goes with the side leg. It's always big. It always has deeper cuts, but sometimes it needs the thinner skin. Sometimes he has it. One thing we always say is the midsection needs more locked in. And it is. He's improving things. He looks very peeled. Now, I have said before, he's really impressive until like a point, and he's always impressive, but like it stops moving. You know what I'm saying?
He's trying to get to the shreds.
Let's see here. I think he posted and the thing is, he's always getting better. This is 9 weeks out versus 10 days out. This is like he's always improving. Never has he not improved.
You think he's more conditioned now?
No, but he's close. And he's bigger. Okay, the thing is, this is such a dramatic difference. We're not talking about we're talking 1.5 weeks out versus 9 weeks out. We aren't talking about 1.5 weeks out versus a month out. This is like a whole prep. This is a whole prep, and he is close to literally what he brought at the Arnold Classic. Now, like I said, he has a tendency to stop progressing majorly
Yeah.
past a certain point. So I'll be
At
watching
this point.
closely. But I gotta be honest, out of those three last year, if you're not gonna give it to Hadi, I would have given it to Samson over Derek. Not from anything else, but then if we're going the shape route and that's what we want, to me, Samson is the better representation of like what Milos says, hashtag bodybuilding. From all these different metrics, like if it was like a video game stats, like from all these things, I I I think he's like so well rounded. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're still saying.
Exactly.
Derek has great shape too, though.
Please.
If you're talking shape, I'm not talking softness of the front, but
Yeah.
shape. You see them standing next to each other. Derek's got that X frame.
Yeah, and he's like 2 feet tall.
Well, is
And
that
then
Derek beside him there? No, that's not Derek.
now this is I guess this was this past week, and
Jeez.
2 days ago.
He sure fills out those red pants, doesn't he?
I know. I wonder if he'd like ship them to me afterwards.
You wouldn't even recognize him if he wasn't wearing them. Who gave me these big bed sheets?
He reminds me of Kai Greene in that aspect. But anyway, is yours top five? Hunter didn't change your top five, really? Did he?
I really think this is a sign. I was not impressed by Hunter. I just was not impressed by Hunter.
And you think that is the reason he's doing better at the Olympia?
Yes. Yes.
You know, it's an interesting formula. It's an interesting hypothesis. It certainly is.
When the nerves are down, the pressure's off. I used to hate when I always bring up wrestling. This is all I did. It's the only thing I have to talk about. But when they put me on the poster or something like that, and I was in the main event, my matches would always suck because I'd be all nervous. It'd be a big bundle of nerves. Everybody, even a couple of my family members might even come to see me. But if I'm just undercard, first match, whatever, geez, good match, Mark. Yeah. Nobody was talking about me.
So it's kind of like when you get nervous when I put you in the thumbnail of this podcast.
Well, no, there's no real nerves for that.
Oh, okay. Okay, then.
People that paid
money to
$3 to $5 to see you.
Yeah.
And they paid their money, so they're gonna boo you. And they're gonna call you names.
So I mean, I get that.
Some guys it doesn't affect.
Yeah, but
Nick
going
Walker,
back,
it will not affect Nick Walker.
But going back to Hunter, he's still gonna be nervous. Like, okay, he's like, is he thinking it's all right? I had a few percent left in the tank. It's gonna be good this time. No, he's thinking, man, if I don't nail that percentage.
Yes, I don't think he's gonna be nervous. I think he's gonna be mad. Like on Rocky 3.
So he's gonna use that. Okay.
Like on Rocky 3 when Mr. T was beating him up. Ain't so bad. He was getting mad.
I'm not saying Hunter can't do it, but that won't be the reason. I don't. Like he's gonna.
You never seen Rocky 3?
No, I haven't. I've only seen Rocky 4.
Good Lord, man.
I skipped the first 3. Wow. Well, the first one is a standalone movie.
I like part 3 and 4. I watched 3 and 4. Just 3 and 4 together.
I'm kind of tired of us getting better visual quality from someone's cell phone in the audience than this looks day and night difference compared to the live stream. Yeah, retweet. Anyway, lagging Mark, I think that does it for us.
Yes.
Yeah. So overall, a lot of news today. We had the Cbum announcement. I know you thought he was going to retire, and he didn't.
No, I didn't.
That's not what you told me. Anyway,
putting words in my mouth, ladies and gentlemen. I did not.
And then we had Kai Greene guest posing, Tonio dropping out, new Samson update, and then of course Hunter. So you guys are not very nice to Hunter. You are, but you aren't. You say, "Oh, he's going to be great." And then 6th.
I said he's as low as 6.
Oh, so and then he is as high as.
I said that he could beat Nick, Andrew, and Samson.
I don't. I buy it on the last 2 because he has a path. He does not have a path to beat Samson.
Wait till you see Samson.
Was that
He might.
were that Andrew's the glutes?
No, that was the horse.
They were in the wind.
No, uh, you'll see. You'll see.
Well,
Never what people think.
okay. Okay. And you still have Derek winning the Olympia in your predictions?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Okay. I understand.
Yeah, it's. I lean towards one way, and if I lean far enough, ultimately I will pop another name in there. But Derek still resides.
Brother Derek.
Brother Derek.
Brother
Let us
Derek.
pray.
Let us pray.
Hallelujah.
All right. Don't appreciate you saying the N word earlier, and not the one everyone is thinking. For National Socialist Movement, I may have to bleep that out. You said hot seat insert here. I don't think YouTube will like that.
Oh,
Legitimately,
that's
I
not what I
don't.
was saying,
I
though.
don't think. No, I don't think they'll like that actually. But we'll see. We'll see if this.
You can bleep it out, but that's not what I was saying.
You said it. You said it. I was like, oh, you can't say that. You said it like 3 more times.
That's because that's not what I was saying.
YouTube.
That's what it sounded
YouTube
like.
doesn't know any better. They don't know.
I say that all the time in my videos.
Oh, okay.
One day, hotsy totsy. Hotsy, not.
See.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You've never heard anybody say that? That's an old saying.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? What was even the situation it was said in?
If you give girl money when you're dating her at first, if you buy her stuff,
Okay.
hotsy totsy. No gifts, no presents, Nazi.
I don't. I think I follow loosely. I don't really think it matters. I think maybe we should just drop that in the episode. So all of Marx and Krishan's
I
Goat
think
Fitness.
I think you made a mountain out of a molehill.
I don't know. I think the more I uncover, the more I just find unsavory. Not for my own terms, but for YouTube's. But anyway,
I'll find a TV show or something where they say it, and I'll
yeah,
send you
you'll
the
have to.
clip.
Yeah, you'll have to go back to like some kind of. I don't know. You're gonna pull up some minstrel show probably, which we we definitely can't show on YouTube. But this is the kind of vibes I'm getting.
I find that your guys' generation, you guys really like read into stuff way too much. Like
Maybe that's true.
it's just like, you know, even if you said that word, it's like a terrible group of people. But
Look, I don't
it's a
mind
word.
these words. I legitimately do not. I think you can say, and I know people are going to be like, do you mean anything? I mean, you can say literally anything. And in my opinion, it should be protected. I get I'm American, but I think everyone should have free speech. And that includes the speech you do not like. But on a private platform, it's, I don't take offense to it. I take more offense.
No.
I take more offense of YouTube potentially like having to tiptoe around certain topics or whatever, even though we don't discuss many topics like that. Even certain words, like you can't say the C word, like that we all lived in 2020. You can't, they were demonetizing videos at one point.
See you next Tuesday?
No.
No?
Like Corona, but not Corona.
Oh yeah, I don't say that word.
Yeah, you can't. You I don't know if that's still the case, but you used to be demonetized instantly if you were mentioned that at all. But I think I'm not one to get offended at I get I certainly get offended at some of my comments. I legitimately do, because some of them are just so absolutely brain dead. But I don't get offended at like
anything. Well, see, I wouldn't talk about that stuff because there is people out there
that get offended
still claim to be those people, and I don't want that type of hate in my comment sections.
Oh, well, man, you better get off this podcast.
People that what's that?
Well, you better get off this podcast. Anyway, I think I've just outed myself for something terrible. But
No, but just for the record, I wasn't saying
just for the record,
the
Marx is
German
not
group.
a Nazi. He's a Marxist, but
And
not a Nazi.
I will find somebody saying that because it's an old saying that people say.
Mark the Marxist, not the Nazi. Good enough? Good. Great. Grand. All right. That's going to do it for episode 25. 25. Can you believe that? 25, almost 25 weeks of the Project Bodybuilding podcast. And another episode down. Currently sitting at just under 5 weeks out to the Olympia. Can't wait for even more. Mark, would you like to say goodbye?
5 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Get your tickets.
They're sold out.
Get your pay-per-views.
They're $75.
Yeah. You get Bob Ciccarello backstage with Bob.
Use Bob's coupon code honorary 10 to get 10% off your entire order. But anyway, that's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you all in the next video.